Look around you, different things born out of truth and passion. Business software, it's our craft, our identity. Thoughtfully engineered, passionately designed to help you transform your business. Zoho, made in India, made for the world.
Well, we've managed to now access exclusive details. Your channel has accessed exclusive details of the probe into the Bareilly violence and in the F.I.R. that's been filed over extremely provocative remarks that have been made. Accused number one in that F.I.R. is Tauqeer Raza. In that first information report, there are stunning revelations that have been made. As per that report, Maulana Tauqeer Raza allegedly said, and this is quoting him, "Today the atmosphere of the city must be disturbed, even if it requires killing policemen, and the strength of a community must be shown." As per the F.I.R., criminals were called to join the protest. Some in the crowd shouted provocative beheading slogans. The crowd also raised slogans against the government. While shouting those slogans, some in the mob claimed that Maulana Tauqeer Raza has said today the city's atmosphere must be disturbed, even if policemen need to be killed. This is something that's been referred to in the F.I.R. as well. Now, there's also accusations being made of the mob opening fire on the police with illegal weapons with an intention to kill. The accusation also is that they snatched police batons and assaulted officers, even tearing off their badges. Let me go across to Priyank, who's managed to access this detailed F.I.R. Startling allegations being made in this F.I.R. Priyank, let's start with the sloganeering and the allegation of incitement, where Tauqeer Raza was actually calling upon the crowd to engage in violence, even against men in uniform. Take us through the details.
Yes, Siddharth, this F.I.R. described the whole crime scene and the scenario under which this incident happened, where the dramatic visuals came that there was a clear-cut confrontation between the protesters and the locals. What we got to know that those locals who were holding the placards in their hand did not indulge in any kind of violence, but the moment they left from the location or while they were leaving, there were a few individuals who were among this crowd which started attacking the police official. Following to which the local police intelligence unit was already recording the video messages which was being given by Tauqeer Raza, who had claimed that the sin is so heinous that only violence can stop this kind of incident, and anyone who tried to portray Prophet Muhammad in the wrong light should be punished then and there itself. It doesn't matter if we have to go through the blood of the police official. And that was a triggering point because of which the mob got agitated, because the emotionally charged atmosphere was already there. There was one set of violence which had already happened. Later to that, what led to this particular incident on Friday was certainly a result of the kind of statement which he was giving before the public. That's why 26 individuals have been named in this particular F.I.R. You can imagine that among the thousands of individuals, the police have identified 26 of them already, and many of them are still unknown in this F.I.R. But the F.I.R. copies clearly state that Tauqeer Raza is accused number one, who was the one who instigated the crowd, and the manner in which he had allegedly procured illegal weapon for the crowd to attack on the police official, because there were multiple gunshots which were heard. Many individuals were also hurt in the bullet firing. Was clearly establishing that this was not a spontaneous protest. This was not an organic kind of scenario where the individuals came out and they had confrontation with the police. They came armed with lathis and illegal weapon with their hand, and that's what led to injury of so many individuals. The police also resulted into firing, which led to injury to so many individuals. But the fact of the matter is that a senior leader from a political wing of the party being involved in this kind of provocative speeches, which led to this kind of vitiating the atmosphere, that too on Friday, where the atmosphere was already emotionally charged, is taken as a very serious offense by the police officer. There have been multiple sections of the BNS which has been added in this particular F.I.R. Which may lead to further consequences of arrest of more individuals. But Tauqeer Raza's role being the prominent one and his name being on the top of the F.I.R. is clearly suggesting that this was not a spontaneous protest. This was well thought, well planned, and illegal weapons were also procured for this attack on the police team.
Right, Priyank, stay with us. Thanks a lot for that detailed update that you've given us from the FIR you've accessed. Let me go across to my colleague Adib as well. Adib, how's the situation on the ground in Bareilly, first and foremost, after the turn of events? Maulana Tauqeer Raza, of course, has been apprehended by the UP police, but extremely damning claims being made in the FIR about the intention to participate in acts of violence and deliberate incitement on his part.
Well, definitely, Siddharth. See, in many of the FIRs, it has been clearly mentioned that people were, in fact, talking about beheading the people who are speaking against their religious leaders, and in fact, at least 7 of the FIRs named in Tauqeer Raza has been named in at least 7 of the FIRs, and his associates have been named in these FIRs. As of now, total 27 people have been arrested by Bareilly police. And if we talk about the current situation in Bareilly, normalcy is slowly returning to Bareilly. You can see in the visuals. I'll ask my camera person to show all these shops in the market area. They have opened now. They are fully functional. People are moving on the roads. Although there's a heavy deployment of the police force. The police force is there. Police force, additional forces from the different districts have also been called in for the security measurements in Bareilly districts. But if we talk about the investigation part, police says that they have at least 2,500 to 3,000 people unidentified that they have booked in these FIRs, and with the help of the drones and the police CCTVs that were in that particular area, they're going to identify more and more people. Now, the first big update is that they have arrested, the Bareilly police have arrested Nadeem, who was on the run from the day of the violence. He is a close aide of Maulana Tauqeer Raza, and he has been arrested from Shajapur. Shortly, he'll be here in Bareilly, after which the police is going to question him about the intentions and why he gave a fake letter.
Mr. Amik Jamai from the Samajwadi Party also joining us. Mr. Jamai, बहुत-बहुत शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने के लिए. आप कैसे रिएक्ट करेंगे जो बरेली में हुआ है, उसके बाद एक्शन ली गई है, तौकीर रजा को अरेस्ट किया गया है और इस एफआईआर में साफ-साफ लिखा है कि देयर वाज अ डेलिबरेट अटेम्प्ट टू इंसाइट, वहां पे जानबूझकर लोगों को उकसाने की जरूरत की एक मोटिवेशन थी तौकीर रजा के बिहाफ पे और उन्होंने उनको इंसाइट करने की कोशिश की.
देखिए, पुलिस ने बहुत ज्यादा इसको एक्सेजरेट किया है.
अच्छा,
हमारा ये कहना है कि मौलाना तौकीर रजा जी से हम लोग सहमत असहमत बहुत सी बातों पे हो सकते हैं. सीधी सी बात है कि मौलाना तौकीर रजा जी वहाँ के डीएम बरेली के कप्तान, वहाँ के आईजी डीआईजी, क्योंकि जो श्राइन है बरेली का देश दुनिया में उसका बहुत बड़ा सम्मान है और वो उस खानदान से आते हैं, इसलिए उनका बहुत सम्मान है. और हमेशा वो हर 2 महीने 4 महीने पे किसी न किसी मामले में जिस मैदान का जिक्र किया जा रहा है कि मुसलमान उस तरफ जा रहे थे, तो सवाल ये है कि राष्ट्रपति महोदया को एक मेमोरेंडम देने तो जा रहे थे. नमाज पढ़ने के बाद वहां से बच्चे निकले और जिस रास्ते से जा रहे थे, सवाल ये कि LIU, हमारा IB इंटेलिजेंस ब्यूरो डिपार्टमेंट जो ऑफिसर वहां तैनात होते हैं, क्या उन्हें इस बात का थोड़ा सा भी अंदाजा नहीं था कि उस मैदान में लोग मूव करेंगे? तो पुलिस ने असेसमेंट सही से नहीं किया. नंबर 2, अगर किसी बात पे हमारे पश्चिम में हर दिन पंचायतें होते हैं, हर दिन ईटा पत्थर.
सर, ये केवल एक गैदरिंग नहीं था, वहां पे वेपन्स दिए गए थे लोगों को वायलेंस करने के लिए और किस किस तरह की चीजें कही गई थी उस रैली के दौरान, ये दोहराना बहुत ही मुश्किल होगा. टेलीविजन पे तो हम बोल नहीं सकते, लेकिन बिहेडिंग के स्लोगन्स भी दिए गए थे. तो लैप्सेस के बारे में अगर आप बात करें तो वो बात अलग है, लेकिन उनके स्टेटमेंट्स के बारे में आप क्या कहेंगे और जिस तरह से इंसाइट करने की कोशिश की गई थी उसके बारे में आप क्या कहेंगे, वो पूछना चाहूंगा आपसे. लेकिन वी ऑल्सो हैव मिस्टर आरपी सिंह ऑफ द भारतीय जनता पार्टी. मिस्टर आरपी सिंह, मिस्टर अमीक जमाई ऑफ कोर्स वाज apportioning blame on the Yogi Sarkar in Uttar Pradesh, saying that what was the intelligence of the state police unit doing there, etc., etc. But what do you have to say about the turn of events and also the arrest of Mr. Tauqeer Raza?
Well, Tauqeer Raza has been a regular offender. He has been making such statements earlier also, but this time he has organized some sort of get-together and instigated people to do violence. And then on what name? I love Muhammad. One side you are saying I love Muhammad, and the other side you are organizing arson and asking people to do writing on name of I love Muhammad. That is very unfair, and that's why the police has taken the due action. And now anyone who would like to do something like this now in future will understand and will not dare to do any provocative action or any sort of instigate people to do any sort of arson. But this is very sad that there is some sort of, I'm strongly feel there's some sort of a tacit understanding between Congress party and all such elements. Where I have tweeted this long back. Give me a second. I tweeted this long, almost a fortnight back.
Okay.
That there is something which is happening between the individuals and certain organizations within the Muslims who are entire in tacit understanding with Rahul Gandhi, where they want to create unrest in country on any object on any subject.
Okay, so that's the face-off between the BJP as well as the Samajwadi Party on the arrest of Maulana Tauqeer Raza. Let me go back once again to Priyank for more on this. Now, Priyank, when we heard Mr. Amit Jamai speak a short while back, he was, of course, talking about lapses on the part of the UP police, what was the state intelligence unit doing, etc. But that doesn't take away from the kind of provocative comments that were made during that gathering, and what you're also saying, based on the details that you've accessed in the F.I.R. about a premeditated conspiracy to incite people to participate in acts of violence against the police.
See, Siddharth, I would say that it was because of the local intelligence unit only that these speeches came into light, which led to filing of the FIR, because the police officers were initially pretty clueless regarding who should they blame, because this was a gathering. This was a gathering which happened during the Friday, and obviously those individuals who want to come out and protest in India, it's certainly legal. But what led to this kind of violence was certainly the firing which happened from the other side. That's why it's led to filing of an FIR. Asking also happened, and vandalism was seen on the streets of Bareilly. The fact of the matter is that this particular FIR has been a court document. It's a document which has been submitted before the court itself, and the police will be liable to file a charge sheet. So the political blame game and the conspiracy theory which the political parties have been doing, that's a separate thing. But the fact of the matter is that in the name of religion, in the name of someone who is coming out to express their feeling about their God, on which they believe, is being misused by these vandalizing elements to create unrest in the society, has been dealt properly. That's why the FIR has been filed, and certainly more others are likely to be made in this case.
We'll wait and see as to how the investigations proceed. Priyank, we also have, of course, the response that came in from the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Mr. Yogi Adityanath, when he delivered a very strong warning to such anti-social elements.
कुछ लोग रहते भारत में हैं, लेकिन गजवा-ए हिंद का नारा लेकर के भारत के अंदर राष्ट्र विरोधी गतिविधियों को बढ़ावा देने का कुत्सित कार्य कर रहे हैं। गजवा-ए हिंद की कल्पना करना भी और उसका सपना देखना भी जहन्नुम में जाने का टिकट का रास्ता पैदा कर देगा। और छद्म रूप में जो लोग इस प्रकार की गतिविधियों में लिप्त हैं, वे भी कान खोल करके सुन लें। देर सवेर झांगुर जैसे हाल तो उनके भी होने ही हैं।
कभी कभी बुरी आदतें जाती नहीं लोगों की, तो उसके लिए उनकी डेंटिंग पेंटिंग करवानी पड़ती है कायदे से। और यही डेंटिंग पेंटिंग आपने देखा होगा कल बरेली के अंदर, मौलाना भूल गया कि शासन किसका है। वो ये मानता था धमकी देंगे और हम जबरदस्ती जाम कर देंगे। हमने कहा जाम नहीं होगा, कर्फ्यू भी नहीं लगेगा, लेकिन कर्फ्यू का सबक तुम्हें ऐसा सिखा देंगे कि तुम्हारी आने वाली पीढ़ी दंगा करना भूल जाएगी।
So that was Yogi Adityanath delivering a strong message after the turn of events in Bareilly.